Good morning, I'm Christine.
Good morning, I'm Aiden, and we are Friction Farm.
Farm. Thank you for joining us for Elevenses with Friction Farm, a song and a snack once a week.
Greetings.
Our internet is sucky this morning. That's not really fair because the leaves are coming off the trees and we should at least be compensated with better internet speed. However, what we realized is it's not our fault, nor is it the fault of the trees, because our download speed is wicked good and our upload speed is just crap.
Wicked not.
Wicked not, yes. Lemon. That's a lemon from our tree, our little tiny tree in a pot that stays mostly in the house. And we have another 6 of these on the tree, so it's all about the lemons. And when life, or the tree, as it turns out, gives you lemons, you should make lemon marmalade. And when you have lemon marmalade, what do you need?
Something to put it on.
I put some on a plate because it's just so crazy otherwise. Too crazy. Scones. Have a scone. I mean, don't have a scone. Set it down over there. But I mean, you're welcome to eat it, but then you'd be like,
I'm gonna have it with marmalade. It's still warm.
it should be warm. It just came out. And my scone recipe is not my scone recipe. It's Ina Garten's Irish scone recipe, which
Sounded like mice cone.
my scones. My scone recipe is Ina Garten's because I think it's a good scone recipe. It doesn't have currants in it like the Irish scone recipe, but that's because I'm putting marmalade on it.
I bet the Stones like scones.
Everyone likes scones. Who doesn't like a scone?
Hi, Phil and Diana.
Just not explaining, just showing. Ta-da. Yay.
Ta-da. So, it's an interesting time of year, isn't it?
Scary time of year, and I don't mean Halloween.
Right. All the leaves are falling from the trees. It was a spectacular fall here, I have to admit.
It was a spectacular
autumn.
fall a lot of places, and I think it was because of the dry conditions.
Yeah, we only had less than an inch and a half of rain in the entire month of October.
Wow.
So that really did some interesting stuff for the fantastic color we have had. And it persists. It's been a full month of just incredible color. And when the sun hits in the morning or the afternoon or the late evening, just the color changes all day. It's amazing. And now a carpet of leaves. Mostly tan.
And
some
yay,
yellow.
we don't have to rake. You don't have to rake when you're in a forest, despite what people will tell you.
Sometime in the next 2 weeks, probably a wind will come and it will just blow them all away. Somewhere, I don't know where, but they just disappear.
Into the carport.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
Anyway, so interesting time of year, and I refer to it as scary and not because of Halloween. And I'm hoping that it doesn't turn out to be a scary time of year, but I always think about, what if it does? Or what if it doesn't? Who are we going to be, right? How are we going to react? So 6 years ago, at this time, just after this time of year, we were in New England, and I was speaking with Tom Paxton, who just celebrated his 85th birthday this year, just this week. Anyway, I was speaking with Tom Paxton, and he was writing a song about the recent election, and I was writing lyrics about the recent election, and we were discussing, and I was trying to temper my angst,
Fury.
yeah, what snootiness to, I did all the bad things that I could be. I was, and I was trying to not be that, and I was struggling, and I asked for advice, and his advice was, of course, sit down and work on the song. Let's sit down, and because he was working on a song as well, and we sat on a couch, and we both worked on our songs, and I'm sure his came out better than ours, but there you go. That's the story of this song.
And for those of you that were concerned about my muted paisley last week, I'm wearing full-on paisley this week in blue. Blue-green. We're going to call it blue.
Turns out that you can hang a bass ukulele off the handle of a kitchen cabinet. Still not able to use my finger, although it doesn't look that. Yeah, this is a big mess. Whatever. Yeah, I know I've made it worse. It doesn't look bad, but I still can't use it. So.
Are you ready?
Can you hear this?
I can hear it. Can you all hear it? Hey, Lori.
Just a smidge more. Okay.
2, 3, 4.
On a narrow passage, just above the James, the first week of November, the leaves were red with change. Bitter wind blew from the east, cold steel through my heart. In a storm of angry voices, how can the healing start? Take comfort from the tall trees, they survive the cold. They can spread their branches because their roots took hold. I will gather up my tools to do the work that must be done. Build a place of refuge where all my friends can come. They will fill the house with kindness, it will overflow with love. We'll have everything we need to rise above. Take comfort from the tall trees, they survive the cold. They can spread their branches because their roots took hold. In time, all of our neighbors will see what we've created. Marmalade was made by those who loved instead of hated. Will we lock our doors as if others once had done, or see they're on a narrow passage, their journey's just begun? Take comfort from the tall trees, they survive the cold. They can spread their branches because their roots took hold. Because their roots took hold. Through the winter and the spring and the summers, we will because our roots took hold. We will not because our roots took hold. We will not fall. We will not fall. That's called narrow passage. Interesting thing to learn about using the use of one finger is that some songs I play very randomly and I don't even notice, and this one was really hard. Really hard to do because of the way that I happen to use my right hand.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Is it easier on the tiny base?
It's the same.
It's the same.
I mean, you know, easy, difficult, whatever.
It's the same.
So, scone.
Scone, marmalade, lemon marmalade,
I just want to know
and
if they're
tea.
any, I just want to know if they're any good.
And
Thanks.
and Diana and Phil, Norfolk tea this morning.
That's cool.
Tea bag still in the cup.
I,
Sorry.
however, chose a pot of tea instead because I chose a pot of tea
That's good.
because with a pot of tea I can use a ridiculous little teacup. I mean, there's like 3 sips of tea.
I need like 9 of those to have a cup of tea.
You're not having a scone though.
Sandy Ogletree's here. Hey.
Hey, Sandy. You're not having a scone though. You're gonna wait till later. You don't want to do that. Just
I
break
don't
it open and tell me if it's all wonderful looking and flaky and fluffy. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good.
All flaky and fluffy.
Just nothing on it.
It's good by itself. It's half butter, isn't it?
It is a lot of butter. So,
Should you put butter and marmalade on a scone? I don't remember. I think so.
and clotted cream.
There's butter in it, right?
There's gobs of butter in it. So I would not, if it were up to me, I would not put butter on it. But I'm not you. And
So, as you can tell, we've had some of this marmalade already.
well, that was my test jar. It wasn't full.
But
It was
we,
never full.
We recognize that the proper English way to do it is to use a little spoon rather than stuffing your knife in there all covered with butter.
I don't think that's the proper English way. I think that is just a polite thing so you don't end up with crumbs in your marmalade.
That could be. I'm sure it makes my mother happy to know that I'm not stuffing the butter knife in the marmalade.
She says she doesn't care.
That was not true when we were young.
Surprisingly decent scones?
Very good. Surprisingly decent scones, Siobhan.
Yeah, there's really only 2 people in the world that are going to understand that joke, but that's okay.
Anybody that saw the
Oh, the 11s.
Elevenses from Austin, Texas with Siobhan and Mike?
That's a long time ago. So, for the rest of the month, I believe it will be pie central around here because we were having a discussion about Thanksgiving pie, and I said that, you know, I cannot bake 3 pies, and frowns emerged from face. So I thought, well, I can make a pie the week before, the week of, so yeah, lots of pies are in our future and yours on Thursday.
You know who's here this morning?
No, I don't.
Emily Lilly.
Hey, nice to see you.
Look forward to seeing you in Boca.
Yeah.
That's a great gig. For those of you that live anywhere near South Florida, which means like Georgia, southern South Carolina,
Or like,
Alabama, or
well,
LA.
for example, you know, New York or Pennsylvania when you need to go to South Florida for the winter. 'Cause,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Boca Library does a really cool series, and
Yeah.
we are honored to be included in that this coming.
It's such a nice,
Winter.
welcoming space and awesome people. So, yeah, part of our Florida tour.
Indeed.
So,
So we're going to sit down and have some scones. We hope you have something to have Elevenses with, you know, or maybe you've been having Elevenses with, particularly some tea. This is delightful tea with the tea bag still in it. Yeah.
I'm Christine.
I'm Aiden.
We are Friction Farm. Thanks again for joining us for Elevenses with Friction Farm, a song and a snack. And we will see you next Thursday.
See you next
or
week.
whenever you watch.
Right.